Sådan, hej DanishTuber, så er vi live endnu en gang. Vi er i luften, we are on air live one more time. Det er anden gang i dag. Det er for anden gang i dag. It is the second time I've been kind of live today, kind of. Jeg har snakket med Sebastian. Hey Sebastian, hvis du ser med. Husk, gå over og følge ham, like hans videoer, følge ham. I skal også følge ham på Instagram. Og husk at subscribe på den her kanal, som hedder DanishTube, hvis du ikke har allerede. Nå, hvad skal vi i dag? Først og fremmest, så skal jeg lige sætte det i gang med en lille lyd. Jeg ved ikke, men jeg synes bare, det kan være sjovt. Kan I høre det? Game on. Jeg slår lige en klokke. Nå, det skal jo handle om udtale. It's of course gonna be about Danish pronunciation. Hey, let me know in the chat if you're with me. Skriv i chatten, hvis du også er med. Hey Jana, hvad så? Sidste gang, hvor vi fik virkelig meget ud af de ord, som vi havde sidste gang. We got a lot out of the words from last time. And today, basically I have one amazing word that we're gonna dissect. Jeg har et fantastisk ord. Lad mig lige dele min skærm med jer. Let me just share my screen with you. I'm excited for this. This word is great, and it's thanks to Graham Clayton on YouTube. Thanks for sending me this word. Tak fordi du sendte dette ord til mig. Nu kommer det. Nu skal vi have Jamboard. Jamboard will be view only from October 1st. Anyone else use Jamboard? Apparently it's going away. That sucks. No. Vi havde, hey englænder, hvad så? Går det godt? Velkommen. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Let me just open the whiteboard. Here we go. We're gonna look at a lot of songs again, I think. Men det hjælper. No, vores ord, and remember, before we get started, share those difficult to pronounce words in the chat. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to squeeze a lot out of just one word. Hey Sebastian, du er med. Jeg har lige snakket om dig. Sebastian, han er med i chatten, så måske kan han hjælpe os med de her ting. Sebastian can help us out with this. And our word from Graham Clayton is, are you ready for it? I don't know if I am. Jeg skal lige strække mig. Gør mig klar. Det hedder krydderier. Krydderier. Det var et godt ord, ikke også? And there's so much going on in this one word. And we might repeat ourselves a little bit, because last time we talked about the soft D, what's going on with the soft D, the blue D. And we also talked about all these words that end in ER, which we also have here. And if you didn't see that, go back and check out the previous live stream. But I'll give you a little bit of an update. Where to start? Well, firstly, we have the Danish R, right? And the R in all languages is annoying. I don't know about you, but it drives me crazy in Spanish. Sebastian and I, vi har snakket om det her. Mega svært. Og på dansk, så skal du selvfølgelig sige det herfra. Of course, in Danish, you need to say it from down in your throat. So if it's possible for me, let me try to draw a little. That's a great nose. And a mouth. In næse or in mund. And maybe a little kind of throat here. So the problems come because in English we always say the R from here. We make this sort of shape with our mouth. You don't want to be doing that. In Danish, your mouth should be completely open and your tongue shouldn't be doing anything. For example, the Spanish R, well, that's a crazy tongue. The Spanish R, your tongue goes up when you do that rolling thing. It goes up to the top of your mouth. But in Danish, your tongue shouldn't be doing anything. It should just be in the middle of your mouth, just hanging out. Den hænger bare ud, den laver sådan set ingenting. And you, of course, pronounce it always from here. So the trick is you should practice Danish words with R with your mouth completely open. You shouldn't be doing a r, you shouldn't be doing a l. You should be ah, ah, ra, 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 from here. Ra, ra. Oh, but this word makes it particularly difficult, right? Because not only that, you've got the Danish Y right after it. Go and check out my video on the difference between U and Y, U or U. And the difference basically is I compare it a lot to English, the Y, because in English we pull inwardly, we say type, for example, whereas in Danish you are going outwardly. Super, super. So now we have the R from here with the flappy tongue. Mostly at the start, right? We had last time these words like kvinne. Of course, it's not called kvinne. You have to make it into one sound. You kind of got the same thing here, but the problem is you don't have any mechanic in front of your mouth to up from. You see. Okay. That's one thing. Remember, the R always from down here, your throat. Remember, if you can think of any similar words with an R, for example, or with a Y, an U, it's U, it's good. Leave them in the chat. Some tricky words. I think what's Sebastian saying? Yes, de danske er meget ligesom de franske er. Det er en meget mere rough lyd. Yeah, it's a bit rough. It's a bit like, something like that. Med det måden sådan. So you're kind of vibrating your tongue, but you're sort of just hanging out. The important thing is you're curling your tongue up and doing a roll, and you're not pursing your mouth to make it sort of and you're saying it from down here. So, what next? Double D. Double D is usually a good thing, but in this context, it's a bit of a tricky thing. They're a bit tricky. That's min. Let's take put it. Let's take a look at it. Because really, you have two D's, but when you say these kind of things quite fast in a natural way, you can kind of only hear one of them. What we need to do with these three kind of words is, firstly, split them up into syllables. Let's do that. Cool, the, are. And let me write that again. I was thinking in sort of an English brain, how I'm sort of saying those things. That's hard. Cool. I'm just going to use the same thing here. The second part is kind of this sound again. We have the E and the R, cool, cool. So people often compare the Danish D to a TH in English, when you have D and E together. The difference is your tongue doesn't come between your teeth, so it's like so it stays down behind your bottom teeth. Again, something we mentioned last time. If you curl it down here behind your teeth, that's supposed to be some teeth. Diagram is going to end up being really weird. D. I want to draw that tongue, but I can do that. Let's draw it more like så en tunge skal man have. This kind of tongue you need. So it's curling down behind your bottom teeth. So the first syllable of this word, you need to be doing that. You need to be pronouncing the R from your throat, the U, that is outward motion, and then curling your tongue down. So you almost have this like from your throat, if you imagine coming up and then curling down. Does that make sense? Cool. Right? And cool. Again, I could retain this sort of the sound, but really I'm just going to say cooler. Cool. One of the most important sounds. Et meget simpelt trick, du også kan give for det er at gurgle noget vand. Yeah, gargle some water. Then you really focus on that you got the sound down here. Nice. You got the tack body, Sebastian. So we have this sound, and then we have the re. So you have another from the throat. Come back in. Here we go. Re. And again, if I'm thinking in an English brain, the re e sound is usually an e, I guess. So maybe I could write like this: re, and then again, ya, ya, la, re, la, re, ya. Ah, okay. So the trick is, and we're really zooming in on one word, but the trick is to break it down into syllables, over exaggerate the sound as much as possible, and after tone it down. And last time again we used the word Hitler, and we basically have the exact same thing going on here. Sebastian, kan du tænke på nogle flere ord, hvor man har dobbelt de i midten, ligesom Hitler? Usually as an example. So when I say Hitler, can you hear that? I'm saying Hitler. There's two D's. But really, I kind of pronounce the first one Hill, and then I sort of spring. I have this hiccup, stop still, and I say Hitler. And it's one of the most used words, right? So it's good. It's important to get used to just pronouncing this word. Skal lige have lidt kaffe. Jeg tror, det er kaffe nummer 3. Jeg skal måske stoppe efter den her kaffe. Og jeg har fået i dag. Hvor mange kaffe har du fået i dag? Have you had a lot of coffee today like me? I'm feeling a little bit Banana Republic. What's up? Velkommen. We're talking about krydderier. Sådan. Englænder. Godt eksempel. Your cat. Din kæreste griner af dig, når du siger liller. Yeah. Melter. Small pieces of, I can't see because there's a heart in the way. Small pieces of bread with top. Nice. Elsker det. Melter. Filter. Perfect. Filter. So again, I'm exaggerating. I'm saying it a little bit. But these words are perfect to practice with, right? Because you have that soft D, and then you spring from the D to make this R sound. Super important sound because there's so many words that end in the R and this R sound. But people get a little bit like, when there's two Ds together, what's going on? I help you to break it into two very fixed syllables. Fill, fill, mel. Again, we could say that really when you speak naturally, it's like melt. Yeah, I'm sticking to it. I'm pretty good with that. I didn't do the soft D. That's fine. That's fine. You could also try with silver. Same technique. Silver. Break it into sil and then silver. Remember this diagram here with your tongue curling down. We mentioned last time people often compare it to an L sound. In reality, it's very, very different. When you say an L, your tongue goes up. It's the roof of your mouth. L. Ella, Hilda. Again, the classic example. Very clear. And chatbots. Ella versus Hilda. Sunday. Okay. Did we miss that word? Hularia. Det er fantastisk ord. Tusind tak, Graham. The next word, the næste ord, I was actually really, really surprised to receive this word. And it was from David on YouTube. And I wonder if you guys can write in the chat and let me know, what do you think is difficult about this word? The word is simply, I'm going to write it, and you can try to say it to yourself. or I do. It's a really, really, really simple word, but interestingly, causes problems. And here it is. This little tiny word, den her lille bandit. What's difficult about that, David? What's wrong with you, man? Hmm. I'm thinking. You know what? I think it's the A. I think it's the A, right? Because people are not sure if this should be a yes, a yeah, or what it should be. Again, if we think in an English brain, how we say this word, it's the same as basically saying yeah. Yeah, in English as well, right? And if I write it like this, yeah, then it kind of makes sense. I could even lose the A just to, yeah, just to make even more sense because we have this eh sound. Eh, eh, eh. We mentioned this last time. We snaggle. Come on. Yeah. Let me just check from here from this time. Nej, det tror jeg ikke, vi gjorde. I don't think we did. So, the next important sound we can take from this is simply eh, 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 eh. So before we had words ending in er, and now we have eh. Many words that have an a have this sound. Many very simple short words. For example, can, cat. It's a very, very slight tweak here, and that's because, for example, in English we say can, can. Whereas in Danish it's a little bit softer. So again, I'm using this sound, and I would write it like this: can. Likewise, cat. I may be exaggerating it again a little bit. Overdrive a little smaller. Men can. You from English to English. Why? And you say yeah, yeah. Likewise, people often come across this word. How do you think across this? Ja, jeg fra Skotland. Nej, jeg er faktisk fra Nottingham. Nottingham. Robin Hoods by. Midt i England. Midt i England. Hey, what's up? Tak fordi du er med. Thanks for coming. We're talking about the Danish A and how in many words it sounds like eh. And I'm often using English as a helping language here. And we have this sound in English. Funnily enough, I don't know if it's funny, but we have it at least. When we have an E, it's like egg. Eh, 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 eh. Whereas in Danish, more often than not, the E retains much more of that E sound rather than being the eh sound. It varies from word to word, so yeah, don't take my word on it. But a good example is the word event. This is a great example to use because now we have both these sounds in one word. We have e, li, more of an e sound, right? In English, you say ele, ele, elephant. I'm also thinking how would I say it now? Elephant. In Danish, it's more like saying nah, elephant. There we go. Elephant. And now we have this S sound at the end. Elephant. Elephant. So, not in forest, my friends. Yes. Det er faktisk min brors hold. Jeg holder faktisk med Leeds United, men det er mest kun fordi jeg var brainwashed som barn. Min stedfar holder. United. Men, jeg har også det vel en svaghed for jeg kan også lide dem, selvfølgelig. Fordi det er min by jo. Det er der, hvor jeg er opvokset. Så Nottingham Forest, United. Er der nogen derude, ikke fordi vi skal tale om fodbold, men er der nogen derude, som kan lide fodbold? Jeg har skrevet Leeds. Yes. Det hedder altså Leeds. Leeds. Jeg spillede faktisk fodbold i aftes. Ja. Jeg købte nogle nye sko, som du måske har set på Instagram. If you didn't see on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, DanishTube. Bought some new football shoes. Tried them out last night. Gik faktisk rimelig okay, synes jeg. Det var sjovt. Nå, nu kommer jeg til elefant. Så David, jeg håber, det hjælper lidt. Jeg er ikke 100% sikker på, hvad problemet var, men jeg tror, I think that I hear many times people confusing a bit with the Swedish sound of ja. I think that they would say ja, if I'm mistaken. Not that I speak Swedish, but in Danish it sounds just like English. Yeah. Did I have another word? I feel like another word. Yeah, I did. And now I don't remember. Oh no, nobody sent this word to me, but it came up in class actually this week. And that fantastic word is, and you know what? I'm going to make a new tavle over Hitler. Gnaven. Can you see that? Can you say that? Gnaven. Ja, så gnaven. Jeg har været lidt gnaven i dag. Det har jeg faktisk. Grumpy. It means grumpy, if you didn't get it from my terrible acting. I think it's the same thing that we talked about in the last stream about when we have K, K or V sound in words like vinne, where it's like k, vinne, so two sounds that become one sound, right? Also with if it's K or N, K and N, words like knap. Again, it's sort of two words, knap. You can really exaggerate this to practice. And this also happens in English. You have the same thing with the word clap. For example, it's clap. But then clap, you put it into one sound. So it's like sort of sound. And the same thing happens with gnawen. Is gnawen. So what's going on with the mechanics? What's going on with our face and our mouth and our tongue? Let's see. Let's try a new nose, a new mouth. Gnawen. I feel like you say the g from here, right? It's not as far as I'm just making noises now. I feel like the G is not so far back as the Danish R would be, but it's still from here. It has this more explosive g, right? G. I guess we all are pretty comfortable with that sound. But then gnawen on the N, when you say N, you see your tongue goes up behind your bottom teeth. It's maybe a little bit. And if tongue is that, it's maybe a little further forward than when you pronounce the R. But that's what happens, right? It curls up to the top of your mouth. See an N. So you try words like, I don't know, November. I feel like let me reach out. Crazy tongue. Actually, when I say an L, it's really hard to draw this. When I say an L, my tongue curls quite a lot. L. When I say an N, my tongue still goes, but it seems to shoot out forward like that. Nisse. Right behind my front teeth. So it's vampire. Shall we what's the difference between U og O. U og O. Uh, completely different letters. It's as simple as that. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that. But essentially, the angel A, as I call it, is very much like an open. Uh, if you think of the English O, it's kind of similar to that sound on its own. Oh, oh. Mm, but it does change from word to word, so that's often the tricky thing. Is you can learn the alphabet, you can learn these words on their own. These two letters are actually words as well. But you have to learn them within a context, a sentence. Mm, yeah, within different words and contexts because they do change. Nisse, som i sætningen gamle, den gamle, din gamle, den gamle nisse. Yeah. I'm just trying to feel again the difference between pronouncing an N, it in, or it il. And when I do it, yeah, I feel like this. So here's our L at the back, and here's our N in. Gun, gun, gun. You would have a lot of fun with this, just making stupid noises. Sounds ridiculous, but the gun has to become gun, gun, gun. Can you hear that? I'm springing from the back of, or the bottom of my, or the top of my throat, I guess, and I'm springing to the top of my mouth for the gun, gun, gun. Yeah. Let me know in the chat. Does that make sense? It's hard to be a Nissa, man. Oh, it's hard to be a Nissa, man. Oh, it's hard to be a Nissa. You started me off on something now. It's not anywhere near Christmas. Stop. Oh no. The September. It is September. I guess it's getting close to shit. It's getting close to Christmas. That is gross. Ja, det skal jeg. Men først skal jeg have fødselsdag. Det er i oktober, bare så I ved det. Oktober, den 26. oktober. Den 26. Sagde jeg lige det? Den 26. oktober har jeg fødselsdag. 26. October, that's my birthday. Det er okay. Det er okay. Jeg elsker jul, men der er måske mange, som ser med, som tænker, jul, seriøst. And by the way, I forgot to mention, but I hope you can hear me better. I got some feedback the last time that audio was crappy. Listen back, it was. That's because I was using the mic on this webcam. It sucks. So I've tweaked my setup. I'm using my good mic, my good webcam. So I hope this combination works. You know, how does it look? How does it sound? Good? Danish U is the same as the Danish O. It's wide O, while the letter U is a narrow O. No. Yes, for the angel A, but the other one, not so much. I would say, oh, no. And what would you compare? Any English letter you can compare to. I think it's very, very unique. So that's very difficult to pronounce. I would say the angel A, O is like very open English O, but yeah. Okay, so you're not far off. Yeah, great. Narrow. Ooh. I never thought of it like before, but yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I feel like we need to have an entire session on just these letters. Where is my pen? Where the hell is my pen? I bought two new pens. Godt look. Min kuglepen ligger på. Så organiseret er jeg det. Jeg skrev det ind. Jeg synes, det er den her These three letters we put together. We can talk about. Nå, hvor kom vi til? Det var knaven, a little motorbike. Knave, I guess next part of this is the V, which more often than not is pronounced like W. So enter the text box here. Ooh, let me do it. There we go. If I write V, yeah, double V. More often than not, the Danish V is more like a W. So you make this not a. The V is like the English R, almost the same mouth shape. But the V, the Danish V, is like a. You see, my mouth is round. So I would say, I don't know, I'm really shocking it. Jeg er så dårlig til at tegne munden, men jeg more like an eye. But let's say your mouth is just very, very rounded like this. W. Really, this word did the sun. See, knæ. Jeg kan tilføje et engelsk the Y. Knæ, the word. Knæven. So I would write it like this. Would be, yeah, Canadian. And I guess on the back of that, we could say many words that end in en. They have the sound of un, un, again, writing with an English brain behind me here. Learn, be a bit tricky. Pronouncing a little bit. Often you swallow very much the sound of and it just becomes the N vibrates. And a great example of that is all the numbers, teams like size, right? All these words ending on the N, really, they get contracted a bit like this. If I write it, let me just give one example. Tangent here. I write it like yeah. T's are not there, are they? Right? Det hedder ikke etten. Det er måske okay, man kan forstå det. It's okay, you can, but in reality, you say etten, so it sounds like etten, etten. I want to add a T in there somewhere, but I'm having a hard time doing it. What do you think? Is there a T in the word etten? Let me catch you in the chat. What's going on here? G is the same as the Danish. Shorter, the Danish U is a long vowel sound. Okay. I don't know anything, so that doesn't help me one iota. Maybe you guys do. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Nice. Interesting. After you know, but I think you're going to have some issue. Oh, they do? No, tell me that, Eddie. Well, the mic sounds better than before, Liam. It might be more to do with the internet. Okay. Gotcha. The mic and everything sounds better, but I need to maybe, try to speed up the net. I can see that where I'm streaming, der er lidt en forsinkelse i hvert fald. I forhold til, hvad jeg siger og hvad I skriver. Men det kører. Jeg skal nok ordne det næste gang. Cool. Jamen, jeg synes, vi har fået virkelig meget ud af det. 3 little words. We got a lot out of them. Let's just have a little bit. We got kuleria. Remember, technique is when you find a new word, break it up into syllables. Where are the syllables? And especially if there's D's involved, are these D's soft or are they hard? So when the D is at the start of a word, start of a syllable, that's where it's going to be a hard D. But in our example here, we had this double D between. Why is a constant? Yeah, like 2 vowels. I would say it's this salty. But in general, two of these together could be soft. Like pillar, mellow, silk. Remember this little hiccup. So by splitting it into two very choppy syllables, you know, we can get a little bit confused when we start talking about glottal stuff. What the hell is a glottal stuff? But really, if you just think of it as like two very separate syllables that you have to keep separated, because if you say these words too blended, that's when it starts to sound a bit off. You remember that? Huh? Vacilo? Let me know in the chat if anyone's ever said to you, vacilo. So keep the syllables very choppy and pronounce this R sound well. Sil, 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 sil. And then we had also the A in words like yeah, can, cat, and then Yemen. I think I forgot to talk about Yemen, but I often hear people say Yamen, Yamen. That suddenly makes me think of Jamaican. Suddenly want to start smoking marijuana in class. Yamen. Ja, aber wie sägs det Sam? Sebastian, vi är där lige om lidt. Vi är snart færdige. Almost finished. Get distracted by Yamen. Yamen. The Hilio Yemen. Yeah. Yemen. It's two words put together. Yeah and min. It means but, or it means no, it means really well. Like Yemen, Yemen, well, Yemen, Yemen. We also mentioned the E in English has the same sound as the A in Danish, right? So when you say ken, you have that sound in egg, egg. Whereas the Danish E is usually more often than not more of an E sound. But again, it depends what word we're talking about, and we could, yeah, make words with E, but it doesn't sound like E. But this word was a great example, elephant. 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 Fantastic. Oh, last but not least, Sahabi name, which means okay. And this is this thing of we have these words with two consonants at the start and sort of like gun, 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 and you have to practice make it into one sound. So I give the example of G and N from here to the top. Gun, gun, gnail, gnail. We have this W sound for the V, gnail. So if we took maybe just one ultimate example again, this is what we did last time, but it's really relevant and a really, really common sound. Here's the KFB in kvinne. So I just realized if we use that same concept, where is that coming from? It's not in my throat. It's right at the back of my mouth. Here. So you need to spring from the so mouth at the back of your mouth to the V sound, so very, very closed mouth at the front, very, very closed mouth. And it's not a tongue, it's supposed to be a mouth, but so you hop from the back to the front, right? Kvin, and you have to make that into sort of one jump. Kvinne. That was a lot of information. I hope you could understand something, and I hope that helped you out. Let me know in the chat if there's any other words that are difficult for you, or any other words that you think they're just confusing. What the hell's going on with this word? But it's weird. And I think I want to leave you with, and maybe next time we look at it. Yeah, often comes up is this word. Over in the chat. How do you think you pronounce this word? 100% another spot. This word is pronounced LRL. LRL. 3 syllables. LRL. Why? See you next week for that one. Thanks for the email. Thanks for coming. Thanks for all your contributions. If you have more words, write them in the chat. Write on Instagram. Keep an eye out on Instagram and YouTube, because I'll be asking you to send me some more. So whenever a word comes up, you're like, that's a freaking weird word. Jot it down. Write it to me. Engländer. Eller, rel, eller, rel. We have the R from here. Eller and rel. Rel. We have this ED ending. So I've noted here. It's going to be next week on Wednesday, 6 times 6 plays. We're going to look at all these words ending in EDE. And on top of that, probably all these words ending in ET. Super, super common sound. And one that is a little bit annoying sometimes. But don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. It's not so difficult. Once you know what you gotta do. Follow me on Instagram for daily updates, to subscribe to my channel. Vi ses i den næste livestream. See you in the next live stream next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Tak for i dag, alle sammen. Vi ses. Over and out. Let's see if I can close this thing down. Tak, englænder. Du må gerne fortælle, hvad hedder du faktisk? Du hedder englænder på YouTube, men hvad er dit navn? Hvad er dit rigtige navn? I'll wait for you to respond. If you want to share, of course. What's your real name? That is now. Hvad skal jeg nu? Jeg har 15 minutters pause, a 15-minute break, and then I'm getting on with more classes today. Yeah. Gonna chat with some more awesome people, and I think I'm meeting somebody new, I think. Dit navn er Lauren. Sådan, Lauren. Fedt. Dig, der mødte dig. Tak fordi du var med. Det er mega fedt. Og jeg kan godt lide dit billede. I love your picture. I can't really see what it is. Hvad er det? Det er en emoji, som er sådan lidt, hvad? Maybe that's your face when you speak in Danish to people. Placeret? I hope not. I hope that with time you will stop doing that face and you'll be like, what's up? Keep coming to the live stream and join my classes. If you want to boost, rocket, improve your Danish, of course, you can become an Essential DanishTube member, where you can join other learners every week. Mondays at 7 p.m. for a chat, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. is a group class. And as a member, you also get access to a bunch of video courses, ebooks, exercises, and stuff like that. Otherwise, I also give private classes. Just let me know. It's my face when I give you words. I love that emoji. I never saw that emoji before. That emoji is amazing. It's fantastic. I wonder what emoji is. Yeah, forvirring. It's just like confusion, forvirring. Sometimes I do this thing in my channel before. I use my face as the flashcard. Forvirring. But your emoji, she's like a step further than just being confused. Like confused and scared. Fantastic. Nå, tak for i dag. Vi ses.